Cool. What do you want to talk about, Smile2jannah?
Yeah, I think you've got the Indian flag.
Yeah, it's great.
So what? I haven't seen you with the Indian flag like before the last couple of weeks. Any reason why you've decided to start flying it now?
Well, because there's a couple of reasons really. Is that oh god, I got the Dawa on me. Hello, Dawa. What's this? Is this Logie Bear?
This is just in case this doesn't work.
Okay, that's fine. And I don't shirk a debate, unlike Coward Bob. Yeah, because we both denounce Bob, don't we?
Yeah.
Bob's a coward, is a bully, is an ethno-nationalist, and I totally oppose him. Yeah, and I want to make it abundantly. Oh, Sam Darwa's back. Hello. I want to make it abundantly clear that my faith has nothing to do with your faith. If you don't believe what I believe in, then I just want you to go away and read your stuff. But to answer your question, because you need to make me a reasonable adjustment because I'm autistic and very proud because it's an asset, is that I lived for 6 years in India and I loved every minute of it. My driving was too much for the Indians.
You're driving?
Yes, my driving was too much for the Indians. Yeah, it was bad. He said my driving was badass. And then my last ever drive in India, I cut someone at traffic lights. It was like wacky races. But anyway, I had a very, very good employer there, 3 actually. And I loved teaching people from South Asia. That includes Pakistan. Now, I'm flying the flag of India because of the atrocity that happened in Kashmir recently, where a gunman is alleged to have asked people to recite Islamic prayers and then killing them in cold blood. And I just think that's wrong. And I think the Kashmir situation is not good. No one wants to see a war, but India has the right to defend itself against the aggression that has come over the line of control.
Should we, so the conversation flows, do you want to do like a minute and a half, 2 minutes each, or go back and forth?
I'll be very polite to you. I'm no longer friends with Amy and Jono, so hopefully we won't get interrupted.
Okay, no problem.
I want peace.
Yeah,
and I also salute Imran Khan. I'm sorry about the jibes about the ball tampering. Do you like cricket?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Who's your favourite IPL team?
I don't follow it that much.
Oh, I do. I'm a Chennai. I just want a quick plug for the Chennai Super Kings. I mean, I just loved India. I mean, I didn't ever get the chance to visit Pakistan, but I'm told the people of Pakistan are absolutely lovely. I'm also told that there's a military government. Now, you may be able to tell me a bit more, but I want to talk about the fact that people should never put a gun to someone's head, ask them to recite a religious prayer, and then if they don't say the right answer, they get shot. I just don't want that, sir.
Yeah. I have a...
Not tobacco?
No, it's not tobacco.
Sorry, I just like a joke or two, Smile2jannah.
No, go for it. Go. You know, I've got Smile in my name, so I'm okay with that
yeah,
as well.
Smile, that's good.
So
this is the Smile2jannah channel, is it?
I thought if we're doing flags, then I have a flag of my own here. This is of Kashmir, yeah?
Yeah.
This is of Azad Kashmir, which is the free Kashmir. So I thought just have that over here, maybe.
Fly whatever flag you like, it's a free country.
So they should really have a thing here. Okay, so what do you know about Kashmir?
That it was not part of British India. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, just tie on here, please, brother. Yeah. Idhar kar do aap. So. Just tell me your kind of understanding how it is at the moment. Like Kashmir is divided into how many parts?
It's divided into about 3 parts, roughly.
Okay.
There is the territory of Aksai Chin, which probably could have been a colonial drawing, but I support the borders of India. There is also the illegal Pakistani invasion of Kashmir, which has established the line of control, and then there is Indian-administered Kashmir.
Okay, good. All right, so my friend over here, he's for those people that couldn't hear, he's saying that he's respectful of Pakistan, he's respectful of Kashmir, and
very good cricketers.
Yeah, good cricketers, good human beings, good people. And he's saying
Smile2jannah mic, by the way, because your audio quality.
Yeah. That's why we got this, but it might be worth putting something on him.
Am I on Smile2jannah?
Smile2jannah Extra.
Smile2jannah Extra.
Yeah.
What happens on that? A bit more.
No, it's mostly Speaker's Corner stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
But the other one is mostly politics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Politics,
so,
Can I have a Smile2jannah?
He's coming around, yeah.
I've always wanted to get Smile2jannah. Straight from Smile2jannah, Barcelona, here we go.
All right, so killing, as we know, guys, terrorism in all of its forms has no religion, has no people, like one of the survivors of the attack that took place in, do you know the place that it took place in?
Begins with P.
Begins with P. It's not, don't say the racist word.
I don't say anything racist.
I'm just joking.
Racist.
Pahalgam, yeah?
That's the one.
Yeah, in Pahalgam, the attack that took place over there, one of the survivors is saying this is not an Indian Muslim issue. These are terrorists. These are animals. I don't class them as human beings, and it has no religion. Don't bring religion into it. That's the first thing. Second thing is, the FIR, the first incident report that was filled in, was done 6 kilometers away in a police station, 10 minutes after the attack. So a lot of people are saying, how is it that it took the police and armed services 45 minutes to 1.5 hours to get there, but when it comes to the first incident report, it was done 10 minutes after the attack, 6 kilometers away, and they mentioned, foreign interference. How did they know without an investigation? Is this helpful? The answer is no, especially when you've got countries bordering with each other. Tensions are very high, and each putting forward their own nationality and their own religion. It is not helpful to jump to conclusions. And like I've said, of course, in the onset as well, terrorism is terrorism. Pakistan has been going through terrorism. They're saying raw involvement in Balochistan, raw involvement in the Pakhtun areas. Wallahu alam, don't want to upset the people that are watching, but there's claim of interference on both sides. Now, since 1900s, I was researching at what's been going on in Kashmir, and honestly, my eyes became wet and I became embarrassed with myself that how on earth is it that this group of people have been living under a military rule for so long and oppressive laws, and none of us know about this. I'm ashamed and disgraced at myself, first and foremost, that I have not taken this upon myself to look into this, to research this. And I wanted to obviously educate my friend over here and you guys over here with regards to what is going on over there and the sort of laws that these people have to deal with. When I speak to you, obviously I'll take my volume down. I don't want to shout at you.
Yeah, it is. When you got a mic on you, Smile2jannah. Is that your name, Smile2jannah?
Zishan.
That's
You can call me whatever you want, I don't mind.
I call you Zishan because I respect you. I respect your beliefs, yeah, like India does.
So, in 1958, yeah, this is coming in front of your face. The flag is blocking your face. That's the main camera, by the way, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we want to see your handsome face.
No, I'm ugly.
Okay, no. Okay, so in 1958, Indian occupied Kashmir passed an act, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this act? There was another act as well called the Disturbed Areas Act 1992. This act says that if the army or the police in India occupied Kashmir sees Kashmiris doing something they don't like, they are well within their right and power. After giving a proverbial warning, they can shoot to kill. That's number one. Number two, if they deem someone to be suspicious without any evidence, they can arrest them. Number one. Number two, they can put them in prison. They are not allowed to have legal representatives. They are allowed to be detained without charge for as long as possible. They can be tortured. As we know, many occasions it has happened. In other words, immunity. Search this up. Don't take my word for it. Don't take the Bedi's word for it. Yeah? Search it up for yourself. And of course, you've got the Public Safety Act of 1978. Yes, before a lot of you guys were born. No legal representation or bail.
Is that a minute or are you reading?
Sorry?
Is that a minute?
Carry
on.
Did you want to do it?
No, I would actually like a sort of maybe
We
because
just say these
maybe a minute each might be better because of my autism, and you have to make a reasonable adjustment.
That's fine, that's fine.
You're making a lot of points. All
Yeah.
at once.
What? One more minute?
Sure.
Okay. So it's gonna be timed now, just so we can maintain
Anyone
each
got any
other's
water,
attention.
by the way, 'cause,
I don't know. I don't know.
mine.
So
Do
what
you
I'm
drink
saying
that?
is,
Is that my water?
that's mine. That's mine.
Do you drink it India style or Pakistani style?
It's got my blessed saliva on there.
Can I drink it India style?
I don't know if you want my blessed saliva. You might be cured of,
You know, you need to. Come on.
I'm flexible. I'm
India
flexible.
style, is it?
That's skiing. It's fine. We used to do that at school all the time. It's fine.
India, hi.
It's actually Pakistani style.
You guys need to make up, dude.
Yeah, but it's difficult to make up.
Yeah,
when
difficult to make up, but carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So based upon these three acts that have been passed, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, the Disturbed Areas Act, and Public Safety Act, which means any Kashmiri can be arrested, can be detained, can be shot, can be tortured. Many cases have gone to court. Many cases have just been disregarded and, discarded. And I wanted to give you a few examples since 1990. A lot of people are going to be telling you about the Pahalgam thing. In 1990, the Gawkadal massacre took place, in which 55 unarmed Kashmiris were gunned down. Zakoora and Tengpora massacre, again in 1990, 47 civilians were killed. The Handwara massacre, 1990, killed 21. The Kunan Poshpora incident, the Indian army, sorry for the children here, raped 100 women according to Human Rights Watch. The US 1992 report on international human rights said there was credible evidence that it took place, even though the Indians rejected it completely. I'll come back to the others. I'm respectful, of course, of the time. I'm going to let my friend respond or contribute anything that he would like to say.
It's really interesting that you go back to 1958 as the first.
I said 1990.
Oh, it was 1990 as well. Well, you see, the fact of the matter is that, as you know, that before the modern states of India and Pakistan were created, it was British India. You're well aware of that. Now, I wasn't alive at the time, and I'm almost certain that neither were you. But the fact remains is that British rule in India did have problems. And the thing is, I'm not about to get into a debate on either a history lesson, wrongs done by all sides in India, but I want to talk to you about the constitutional issue of Kashmir, because as you know, this was a principality that existed outside of the British India, and that the state of Kashmir was given the decision, does it become part of India or does it become part of Pakistan? Now, this is a really simple one, really simple. The ruler of Kashmir wanted to join India. Now, the idea, and I've heard some very ignorant things about India today. Obviously, when I live in a foreign country, my policy is never to say anything bad about that country, no matter where it is. I lived in Qatar. I never said a word about Qatar, and I don't say bad things about Qatar now, because this flag represents the orange of Hindu. This flag represents the green of the Muslim. Now, the ruler of Kashmir wanted to join India. Now, there was a discussion there was talk about which side Kashmir wanted to join. And of course, the United Nations said that there should be a plebiscite, or as the British would know, a referendum. Now, the thing is that what Pakistan did was illegal under international law, in that they invaded, and that was the first war. Now, be aware, sir, this video will be fact-checked meticulously, because this video could go round India. So you are talking to India. I want to focus back on the attack. Now, you're saying that there was a response time of 45 minutes. I mean, it used to take me about 45 minutes just to do a K in Mumbai. We're talking about a very diverse country which is building its economy, which is building its society, and the reports from India, which I trust, are that 26 people were killed in cold blood because they were unable to prove that they were a certain religion. Now, there needs to be peace in the region, but the problem is that Pakistani occupation is now preventing a fair referendum. It's a bit like if you invaded London, you would never get a Remain vote ever again, and I'm going to let you respond to that.
So there are a few points mentioned with regards to the late response. The late response is not, oh, it was late by a legitimate reason. There was an army camp not so far away. It is a very prominent tourist area, but yet this is not the only time that this has happened. It's happened on numerous occasions before, in which, for example, 6 Western tourists were abducted. Then Indian army knew where they were and they could have freed them. However, what does the literature say? What do the 2 British writers that covered this say? That it was done by design. They left them and said, you know what? We could have extracted them earlier, but we left them so Pakistan would have a negative world press. So this is just one example of many where India has leveraged such notions, such attacks. Why? To further the divide, because we all know the talking points for the current BJP government is cows, is Muslims and Pakistanis. Cows is a bit old. Muslims, they tried it with the Waqf bill. And thirdly, it leaves the Pakistanis. And Modi wants the votes, and Pakistan is the easy divider. There is no evidence that Pakistan was involved. However, 98% of the Indian media is pushing this notion forward. Pakistan was involved. They were involved. It was all Hindus that were killed. That's false. One of the person was indeed a Muslim. Sayyid Adil Hussain. He was a Muslim. And you know what he did? He tried to stop the attacker and he was killed, protecting and helping. There were other Kashmiris that the survivors, they went there and they helped the survivors. They helped to such a degree. One of the survivors actually says, and she addresses them as my brothers, my brothers. And even when you look initially, this is a very basic reading of history saying, oh no, they wanted to be part of India. No, it's because there was a group that caused, that went in to Kashmir, and because of that, the ruler panicked and then he asked for Indian help. And then one of the conditions India said was, you have to agree to join us. So it was done under duress. It was not done under proper judicial review. So that's why the plebiscite is exactly what Pakistan is, exactly what Kashmiris want. However, whenever it happens, India blocks it. For some odd reason, they don't want a plebiscite. They don't want a referendum. They don't want the people to decide. This is something that's been put forward, but why is it that you're not letting the people, if they want their own Kashmir, let them have their own Kashmir. We're not saying if you got a problem with Pakistan, forget Pakistan. But Kashmir wants freedom. It wants to be out of military rule, which has been imposed on them since about 1948, 1947. And the few examples that I've given, you go on and on. The Sopore massacre,
You've been going a minute, Zishan.
Okay, just give me another 20 seconds, yeah? The Bijbehare massacre, the Bomai killing, the Machil fake encounter. You know what the Machil fake encounter was? The Machil fake encounter was 2 Kashmiris were killed and the Indian army blamed Pakistan. You know who it was? It was their own people that killed it. It's actually called the Machil fake encounter. So there's been many false flags and fake encounters. That's why, based upon the current evidence, people are saying this also has the smells of a false flag.
Right, okay, here we go again. You see, in the Taj Mahal attacks in Mumbai, which bears the scar of Pakistan-inspired terrorism against India. Shalini, can you be quiet for a minute? Can I pause for Shalini? She's just too much.
Is she with you? Or?
No, she's not with me. I don't associate with her at all. Shalini, can you give me a minute, please? Thank you. Right. That's with Ash. Go and see him. Mike, go and see Ash. Right. He's got the Israeli flag. Right, listen. What happened? Oh, it's just Shalini being rude, yeah? Shalini is a bobite and is very rude.
She's probably happy about that flag, isn't it?
Well, she might be, but the thing is, everyone should be happy about this flag because there are many people in Pakistan who never wanted a Pakistan in the first place. There are many people in Pakistan who wish there was one country because, as you know, this goes a long way back. This goes a long way back because at partition, both sides were, doing bad things to each other. There were trains arriving into India full of dead people because of terrorism against Hindus on the Pakistan side. So many people in Pakistan do not want Pakistan to exist. They want a fully united India. Now, when you talk about there being a plebiscite, you cannot have a plebiscite or a referendum when half of Kashmir is illegally occupied by Pakistan. Now, I will just say to you, Zishan, if you say anything, you are on my camera, I'm on your vastly superior camera, it will be fact-checked by people. But it is a fact that when I worked in India, that the big boss was, to the best of my knowledge, a Hindu. But the deputy was a Bori Muslim, and he was a great guy. I mean, I was working in a very tolerant employer. And I noticed that sometimes people would eat meat in the canteen, which was called vegetarian, excuse me. So my friend here was asked to come in, and it's up to you whether you talk to Ravi or not. I mean, that's your prerogative. But he is telling me that what you are saying is not true. Now, the fact again is that this is not anything that is anti-Muslim. It was clear that there was one Muslim who agreed that this attack was wrong. The attack was wrong because you should never ever have people like there was in Kenya ask you to recite a prayer, and if you can't, you are shot dead. My channel of Laser 558 and Laser News Essex believes in religious freedom and that this will be fact-checked. Now, India, I'll go back to the occupation. India has to keep law and order in Kashmir. India has to deal with the fact that Pakistan infiltrates through the line of control, sending terrorists into Kashmir. Now, I stand with Margaret Thatcher. I stand with anyone who you must always condemn terrorism. It is why I invite you to condemn the terrorist atrocity by Hamas against Israel. Now, I have brought Israel and India together because they are two democracies. They have elected their governments, and I would invite you you've clearly condemned the Kashmir attack. You've clearly condemned the person who's done it. But I think you are making incorrect claims over where the attack had come from. But it is absolutely clear that Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, 23, and yet you will not condemn that, and I will let you speak.
All right, so his argument was some people didn't want Pakistan. So some people think that they're a chocolate biscuit. Well, that's a non-point. So some people didn't want Pakistan. There is a Pakistan. There is a Kashmir. What does that mean? That every year you can start carrying out massacres? Yeah, massacres that have been documented by United Nations, Amnesty International, that they have given you the names. You can indeed fact check them. You can indeed check them out. That's a non-point. I don't really understand what that point was. Yeah. Secondly, he talked about the Mumbai attacks. Let me tell you about the Mumbai attacks. Raw. Yeah, the Indian Secret Service, CIA, yeah, and the police received 18 notices that an attack would be happening in the Taj Mahal Hotel. Nay, even the Taj Mahal Hotel knew that the attacks would be taking place. Nay, even there were drills taking place on if the attack would take place. This is what you need to be doing. However, miraculously, the attack still took place exactly how it was supposed to take place, which boggles the mind. If they knew, why did it still take place? Was it allowed to take place? Because there have been many cases in which there's a police superintendent, and I want you to check out his name. And his name is Deputy Superintendent of Police, Davinder Singh. And Davinder Singh is somebody who was involved in the 2001 Parliament attack, 2005 Gurgaon incident, and the 2020 arrest as well. This is a guy who was part of the establishment. What was he doing in all of these scenes? It seems like they want to disrupt and blame Pakistan. Why? Because they want that land. Why? So they have this extremist Hindu nationalist government back in, driving India back into a hole. And you're absolutely right. We want India to do well. We like India, but we don't like its actions when it comes to Kashmir, the military rule that has been oppressing Kashmiris since 1947, 1948. Secondly, you're talking about some next man on the side saying he disagrees with what I said. I couldn't give a toss, mate. Give me evidence. Yeah, I'm giving you names, I'm giving you dates. You give me names and dates as well. Let's talk about evidence.
Well, I tell you what. I'll send a video of this to Basu. Right? I'll send him a video and I'll say this.
Who the hell is Basu?
Who the hell is Basu? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Are we doing timed or what? You can't believe every single intelligence report. But the fact is that the perpetrator of the Taj Mahal attack came on a boat and attacked the Taj Mahal Hotel, which, if you know Mumbai like I do, is on the seafront. Now, this attacker, I think, made a lot of false claims. This attacker was from Pakistan and had links to the Pakistan authorities. Now, I'm actually feeling very, very sad because I know that I have been around people who were personally affected by that act of terror which came from Pakistan. Now, I do not want to hear you talk about what the referendum which was planned for Kashmir would be, because it was the Pakistani army which illegally invaded Kashmir. So you cannot now have a fair referendum in Kashmir when Pakistan has gone into Kashmir, has ethnically cleansed Kashmir. If you look at the census data, Pakistan is now nearly a 90% Muslim country. It is a fact that India will offer asylum to people from Pakistan who are being persecuted. It is a fact that I am not blind, deaf and dumb. It is a fact that I know Mumbai very well. There were Muslim areas. And can you stop interrupting? You are actually not intelligent. This man clearly has, because he's twisting the facts left, right and centre. Well, if some idiot has gone and taken... Well, here we go again. This again is very small-mindedness. You will never ever defeat India. India is a country where Hindus and Muslims live together. India is a country where in Mumbai I lived for 5 years. That has sent me a bit crazy, but I would rather be in Mumbai than in London because it is a safe city. It is a city where Muslims and Hindus live together. It is a country where the most famous Bollywood actor is Shah Rukh Khan. He's a great actor. And I think the guy who was in Rustam is also, no, I think he's a Hindu. But there is no difference between Hindu and Muslim in India. India is a multicultural country, yet Pakistan is 98% Muslim. But you can be fact-checked. You do agree you can be fact-checked?
Yeah. What did you say?
You just keep talking. I don't want to interrupt again.
No problem. I wanna clarify.
I've got 10,000 times more respect for you than Bob.
Yeah. How much is the population of Muslims in Kashmir?
I don't know. You look it up.
Didn't you say it's
you can
like
look it
90%?
Up. But the point I was making.
What did you say it was?
Right. The point I was making, sir, is that because Pakistan illegally occupies...
What number did you give? I want the number.
It doesn't matter about numbers.
It does, because I'm going to respond to it.
It does because
now
there is a very difficult problem in Kashmir.
You're not answering my point.
I am answering your question.
Let me answer.
I am answering your question.
So I wanted him to clarify what percentage he said of Kashmir is Muslim. Yeah, he's saying it doesn't matter, but he's already made that point. I'm going to assume he said 90%. I could be wrong. I don't recall what he said. But that's incorrect. 70% of Kashmir is actually Muslim, according to a Pew 2011 census. Yeah, it's not 90%. That's false. Number two, he's saying India is saying Pakistan is coming over the border. India is saying this. Pakistan is coming over. Pakistan is coming over. It's only India that keeps saying this. And we know from the Machil fake encounter of 2010 that India has been proven to lie again and again and again. There's not independent reviews done. Even Amnesty International, look at the UN report that came out less than a decade ago. All of these point towards India falsifying evidence, them not doing due process in their courts. However, we just have to take India, the occupying powers, word for it. Why? Because he's been to India and he's lived in India. That's why we have to give a flying monkeys about India. I don't care how long you've lived in India. I care about the facts. And then the Taj Mahal attack that took place, everyone including the beggars outside knew when the attack would be taking place and the details of the attack. He's saying, yeah, loads of news of attacks come, but this was an attack that they were preparing for. Drills were being done, but yet the attack still took place. How can you dismiss that level of evidence where even the Taj Mahal Hotel knew about this? Why? Because this has been used numerous times. When an aeroplane was hijacked, one of the superintendents, one of the army guys was actually telling the Prime Minister Vajpayee, you know what he was telling him? It's timed, brother. This is timed, brother. This is timed, brother. This is timed. So he was telling the Prime Minister Vajpayee that, you know what, we should allow them to blow it up. Why? So we can blame the Pakistanis. This didn't eventually take place. But look at the mentality over here. What? Let the terrorists blow up Indians? Thank God for Vajpayee that he didn't allow this. But this is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. We're dealing with an occupying force that has been oppressing this group of people. And just go on YouTube and look at the marches. Listen to the slogans that they are saying. Don't take my word for it. He's talking about illegal settlements and Pakistan has taken. What a load of tosh. There's no evidence for this. There's no research that he's given. Oh, just take the word of some Indian guy called Patel and Singh. No, we want credible evidence and we want proof. Brother, this is not a Shia-Sunni debate. Brother, why? We're doing an India-Pakistan debate. Brother, maybe later. I'm in the middle of a debate, brother. Astaghfirullah, who's this guy, bro?
What's the arrogance now?
Brother, I'm in the middle of a debate. What's up? You want me to debate about some Shia thing? Muslims are being killed in India, in Kashmir. Astaghfirullah, shame on you, brother. Get lost, get lost, get lost. Your turn, your turn. Get lost, bro. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Astaghfirullah. Muslims dying, he's talking right. Get lost, get lost. Sorry, brother, carry on, your time.
What about the Shias
You wanna
that are
start?
getting killed in Pakistan every day?
You wanna start?
Hundreds of thousands are getting killed.
I'll just wait for him to
You don't want
go.
talk about them, right? You don't want to talk about them, do you? I thought so.
I'm in the middle of a debate, you donut.
No, I'm the donut.
Yes,
No, I'm the donut.
your donut with sprinkles on it.
Bro, we all-
Sprinkles on it. And some
Brother,
jelly babies as
brother,
well.
You're a small man. I'll
Okay,
be
I'm
honest.
small. You're the
not-
big
actually
man.
not worth my
Okay, big
time.
man, bye-bye.
You're actually a small guy.
I am
You're
very
talking about
small,
everyone but
and
the
I'm very
Shias.
scared. Yeah. Okay. If I'm a small man, why do you want me to debate over there from such
Because
a
I want to
small
show
man?
everyone how small you are.
Oh,
You
okay,
only
okay.
debate people
You want to
with
do
zero
it for the
knowledge.
people, yeah?
Yeah, I want people to
Okay,
know
no
that you're a
problem.
coward, bro.
Okay, I'm a coward.
That
I'm
you're a
small.
coward, yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Off you pop. Don't get got lost. Astaghfirullah. Go, off you go. Off you go, bro. Off you go. Get lost. Get lost. I mean, get
Want me
lost.
to get rude as well?
I mean, get lost.
Want me to get rude as
What,
well?
as if that isn't rude?
La'natullah alayk.
Oh,
I can get rude as well. La'nat on you.
oh no! He's got me, ladies and gentlemen. He's got me.
I'll just wait for this little fracas to go. Don't worry, it's video. What I can Right, what I can say is that Zishan here, can you be quiet please? Both. What he has just said on camera is that somehow the government of India intentionally allowed the slaughter of innocent men, women and children by a terrorist to happen. I think that is a terrible accusation. I think that is awful and that is something which the viewers should go and fact check. Because I happen to know for a fact that I am almost 100% likely to have come across people who had suffered losses because of that atrocity. So how dare he insult the government of India, the elected government of India, for somehow allowing its own citizens to be killed. Let me explain what the international law is in Kashmir. International law says that the ruler of Kashmir appealed to India for help, that the ruler of Kashmir was quite willing to hold a plebiscite, which the British would know as a referendum, and then the Pakistani army illegally occupied. Now, as soon as that happens in international law, you have a big problem. It's a bit like if you had another vote to, say, rejoin the EU, but France invaded London and then kicked out anyone who wanted to rejoin. The problem now in international law, and I am 100% sure, is that the Indian government does not recognize that a fair referendum can now take place. And the other thing is, the big difference between India and Pakistan is something which Mrs. Thatcher would tell you, is that India, whether you like it or not, is a democracy. And that the people of India have elected Narendra Modi as their Prime Minister. Now can you stop interrupting? And so the Indian government to preserve security, has taken control over Kashmir, which given the fact that India, I would like to finish, India is a federal state. Now the question I would put back is how do you broker a peace in the region?
He wants to talk about India this and India that. Oh, Modi this and Modi that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is somebody that's been nicknamed the Butcher of Gujarat. This is somebody that was not allowed to set foot in this country. In America, he was simply not allowed. Only when he became a leader that he was allowed. And he wants to talk about peace. How can you deal with such an individual whose literal nickname, his slogan is the Butcher of Gujarat? And he's telling me about his feelings. What about the feelings of the people of Kashmir? Every other year, they're dealing with massacres. Every other year, when they go to their courts, nothing gets done. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a debate. This is a lesson. This is a classroom. Yeah, and this is the reality when it comes to the Kashmir issue. A lot of people say India is a good country. This happened last year. This happened a couple of months ago. They don't want to talk about what's been happening in Kashmir since 1990. Every other year, 100 plus people are being massacred again and again and again and again. No one remembers those names. Why? Because India is strategically beneficial when it comes to how the Western countries see it, because it's there as a counterweight to China. And a lot of these countries see geopolitical benefit when they want to jump in and help. The only reason Western countries are jumping in and talking about the Uyghurs is because it's against China. Unfortunately and sadly, that's how it is. They're not speaking in favor of Palestinians because obviously Israel is a strategic partner and a counterweight in the Middle East. We know this story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you these sorts of things. All I suggest is watch your Al Jazeera documentaries on Kashmir, educate yourselves, because Kashmir, day in, day out, is living under a military rule. Those people are now tired, they're silenced, they are now forgotten by the Ummah. Why? Because India has such a loud voice, because certain people have gone there and they've had a nice time there, they've lost a few people there. We lose people every year, ladies and gentlemen, every single year. There are currently children that have been arrested by the police over there, no charge, disappeared, finished. What is he going to say about those? Can we get the hostages back? Because these people are hostages.
So what you've got going on here is again what-ifism, yeah? Well, you see, the Gujarat riots were the fact that there were some Hindu women who were brutally raped and murdered by Muslims who may not have been understanding their religion very well. Now, the Gujarat riots were one of the major tragedy of the Indian subcontinent. But again, we don't have anything to do with how to actually bring peace to the region, because it is almost certain that India will not strike Pakistan unless it has credible evidence. And it will have the evidence when there are many people, and I would say that there is Candid Lubna is mentioning this, is that there are many Pakistanis in Pakistan who want the Indians to intervene because they don't have a democracy. They have a military government. I would commend Imran Khan. Imran Khan, I was there. I was there when India shot down a Pakistani plane, Pakistan shot down an India plane, and I would commend, stop heckling, stop. Imran Khan decided to release the Indian pilot. Imran Khan, do not heckle me. This is the same tactic used. Imran Khan decided to release the pilot. Imran Khan tried to make peace. Imran Khan paid the price by being put in jail. India is a democracy, whereas Pakistan is not. India, for its national security, has had, because of its elected government, to take hold of administration of Kashmir. And you can fact check this.
India is a democracy.
Yes.
That's the biggest joke I've heard in quite a while. And then he proceeds to say Pakistan
is a military dictatorship.
He says it's not a democracy.
It's not.
I'm not saying democracy is a measure of if a person is right or wrong, but Pakistan is a democracy. And that's why Pakistan, I don't want to get into Pakistani politics, we're talking about Kashmir at this moment in time. However, he's talking about Imran Khan releasing the pilot. Well, I ask the Indians to release the Kashmiris from their grip. Can India do that? Can they release the amount of Kashmiris that they have illegally, under international law, locked up, that continue to torture them? Amnesty International, United Nations has spoken out against this and about this as well. He hasn't mentioned this. He keeps talking about his experience over there. Why do you not talk about the hostages that have been taken? Can we at least agree to initiate due process there, to have international observers going in and teaching India how to be and observe justice? Because they're absolutely incapable of this, ladies and gentlemen. And we've known this since 1947, since 1948. Everything else he's saying is just again and again the same old nonsense. It's not true, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why it is very important that we read up on these things and we understand these things. I have given numerous case studies of hundreds of Kashmiris being killed, and I haven't had him condemn any of them. I started this discussion clearly saying terrorist attack anywhere is wrong. It shouldn't happen. However, based upon the evidence that we have and based upon the history that India has had, India tends to leverage such attacks for its own international gain.
I would ask you again to fact check. There are more Muslims in India than there are in Pakistan. Yet there are barely any Hindus and Christians left in Pakistan. Now, the government of... Stop heckling me. No, you haven't heckled Dishan here. The Indian government is democratically elected. And that government has decided to withdraw certain privileges in Kashmir because that government were allowing foreign terrorists to come into Kashmir, and you can fact check this. Now, the fact of the matter is that this man has brought up the Palestinian question and the Arab-Israeli conflict, because that's what I call it. Will he condemn Hamas and ask them to release the hostages? What he will engage in is but what ifism. Yes, it is a fact that Israel has detained people who they have clear evidence are engaging in terrorism. India is an elected government and so has applied direct rule over the Indian administered. Now, he has refused to answer any question whatsoever about how a peace is brokered there. But I have already told you that because Pakistan administered Kashmir has been ethnically cleansed over the years, a fair referendum now cannot happen. So, I am not the Indian government. I do not speak for them, but he has accused the Indian government of essentially allowing the Taj Mahal attacks to take place. And I find that very, very worrying.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. They allowed it to take place based upon the immense amount of warnings that they got. Raw knew, CIA knew of America, CIA. Not CIA, the movie of Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart, the actual CIA, not even that movie. If it was that movie, then I can expect them to get it wrong. But the actual CIA saying, India, by the way, an attack might happen. Really? And it still happened. Then his second point was about partition. He's saying Pakistan is majority Muslim. Well, obviously, because when partition took place, it was supposed to be majority Muslims were supposed to be in Pakistan. That was done by design. Of course, it's going to be majority Muslims over there and not Hindus. Hindus are going to stay where they were. Sikhs were on the border. Some went across the border. Some stayed over here. Don't understand. Well, that's a very low-level argument, ladies and gentlemen. And even the Indians. Yes, he said before, yeah, some of the Indians didn't want to go to Pakistan. Yes, and they're absolutely entitled to that. You don't have to go to Pakistan. You stay in India. They're happy staying in India. But that's not the point. He keeps bringing up Hamas, keeps bringing up Israel. That's got nothing to do with this conversation. That could be a second conversation. Yeah, can you not interrupt? I didn't interrupt you. Yeah, so that could be a separate conversation. Yeah, but in this conversation, can we stick with the points, the massacres that I've mentioned that have happened again and again and again? Can you say a word about them, please?
Right, what I would say is that India is watching. India is watching. and India will fact check your claims. And India's democratically elected government is almost certainly. Now, if the BBC are saying that there's going to be military action imminent, then there probably is going to be military action. And that military action would be fully justified because India has got diplomatic relations with Great Britain. India has diplomatic relations with the United States. And I would say that the international community needs to bring these two sides together to avoid a conflict. However, you must never, ever, ever give in to terrorism, and Pakistan has frequently infiltrated Kashmir. Pakistan has sent people through the line of control. Pakistan has violated ceasefires along the line of control. I am not Indian, but I trust in the Indian government, which is elected by both Hindus and Muslims. And many Muslims elected Modi because he was going to stand up to the terrorism that comes from Pakistan. India has never ever sent terrorism into Pakistan. Do your facts. Now, my friend here, who's now gone, has said that some of your facts are incorrect. Like I say, India is watching. I support India in this conflict, and I've also explained to you how a fair referendum now cannot take place. So, to put a question, and obviously I'm not Narendra Modi, would you accept a partition of Kashmir along the line of control? Yes or no?
So I asked him, ladies and gentlemen, to condemn the numerous massacres. He hasn't done so. He jumped to... No, Jazakallah. Thank you, brother. He jumped to A, B, C, but he didn't condemn the numerous amount of massacres. And he said, as if, not assuming, maybe to make me afraid that India is watching. I don't care. I don't care if you're watching. You know what? India is not only watching, but it's blocking. India is blocking YouTube channels. Mohammed Hijab, who put out one tweet on India, you can check it yourself, he got blocked. His channel is no longer visible in India. Even actors, Pakistani actors, they've been blocked. A Pakistani drama channel, who I'm not a big fan of, and frankly people should be watching it anyway, but even that drama channel has been blocked. Some are sports channels have been blocked for a democracy, for a place that elects people fairly. And Muslims voted for Modi, which again he needs to prove. You know, why is it that they're so insecure that they're blocking everybody? Why is it that they are revoking the special status, and they revoked the special status of Kashmir, which is Article 370? That if you have agreed initially that they have a special status, they should govern themselves except for a few things, revoking it, controlling and putting draconian laws on it. I don't care if you're a democracy on paper. That does not excuse you for doing this. And ladies and gentlemen, I said this at the beginning, and I'm going to conclude here. We are okay with the plebiscite. No, I'll let you say obviously what you want afterwards as well. The plebiscite, I said they don't want a plebiscite. They don't want all the people to come together and vote what they want. And he has justified since the beginning till now, there can't be a plebiscite. Oh, but evil Pakistanis coming over the border. Oh, evil guys. When you've got military standing there, you got a few guys in chappals, in sandals, running with some handguns. Yeah, that's really going to destabilize the whole of India. Give me a break, guys. This is boring. Yeah, using that as an excuse for not letting Kashmiris vote to determine what's going to happen. Come on, guys.
It's boring when you won't answer a question. It's boring when you won't answer a simple question. I asked you, would you accept a brokered peace along the line of control? You mentioned India is not a paper democracy. I saw with my own eyes. I saw from my own balcony the democratic process working in India. I saw people voting with my own eyes. I also And if any Indians are listening, please shut your eyes. I used to illegally watch Sri Lankan television. I would just do a plug for Dialogue TV, because Dialogue TV showed the rugby channel. Now, obviously, the lies spread by Pakistan are so bad that India will censor. And India is a democracy. So you have not answered that question. You've not answered the Hamas question. You've not answered the genocide that is going on in Syria. There is no genocide going on in Kashmir, in Indian administered Kashmir. There is no genocide going on in the territory of Gaza. Hamas should stop hiding behind women and children. Will you talk to me about that? Will you talk to me about that, Zishan?
I gave my concluding remarks. You gave your concluding.
You want to talk about the Hamas situation?
Maybe some other time.
Some other time. Thank you very much. India is watching.
So is Pakistan, so is Kashmir. Let me take the microphone. Let me take the microphone.
He's looking for Indian life, I think.
Let me take the microphone.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Another wander from the Smile2jannah. God, yeah.